follow suit and to become better individuals. In addition, we aim to be the protectors of our communities, ridding them of illicit drugs, violence, and other negative influences. We aim to establish businesses, nonprofit organizations, all in the effort of reestablishing the sense of brotherhood and community among young African-American males. If anyone is interested in learning more about that movement, you can get at me after this speech is over with, after this banquet is over with. But I want to step into another topic that ignites the flame from violence and is our influence, and that is our influence from the entertainment world. We have a lot of these rappers and hip-hop artists, entertainers, whatever you like to call them, who glorify self-degradation, who glorify the killing of a brother and the degrading of a sister, glorifying being thuggish and being hoodlum-like, drug dealing their entire life, being violent towards one another. Have you ever really stepped back to think about why media pushes all of these unconscious artists? And the conscious artists are seem to be lame, less masculine, whack, not good enough to compete in a league of phonies? Well, it's hard for the real to compete in a league of phonies, as it is hard for the phonies to compete in a league of real. The hip-hop industry is the easiest way to control the mind of our masses, to control the mind of our people. Playing on the desires of the youth, especially those less fortunate. The message that the music sends isn't a positive one. You may say that it's just music, and that may be true for some of us adults who have truly matured to a certain level. But even then, you can't help but repeat the words of that song after you hear it so many times. But to a young boy who has grown up fatherless, for the most part, poor, mentally, financially, and spiritually, whose mother has had to work 2 jobs his whole life, and now he has to go to high school in his 9th grade year wearing hand-me-down clothes and not having on the latest Jordans, this music soon becomes an unfortunate sense of hope. And these artists who sell these terrible dreams become role models, big brothers, and fathers to these young men who are fatherless. They also become the men that these young women would like to date, thus making these artists the only thing that young men and young women have. Young ladies who have had no positive influences in their life would like to become the next big video girl, the housewife or the basketball wife who isn't even married, or the next Nicki Minaj, constantly referring to herself as a bad bitch, opposed to a smart and intelligent, beautiful young lady. The entertainment world sucks us up into another issue that we suffer from greatly, which is materialism. Our obsession with name brands, wanting to be where the latest and the greatest, but going broke to do so, which leads to having a negative lifestyle. A while back I read somewhere that there was the statistic said that African Americans hold the buying power, meaning that we spend the most money. We're the biggest consumers. But the things that we buy are the least meaningful. Clothes, sneakers. We lease cars that we truly can't afford. Force ourselves to suffer through high interest rates, long-term contracts. And at the end of this study, it said that blacks, the same people who break their necks to buy these vehicles, are 3 times more likely than any other race to have these same vehicles repossessed. We African Americans, especially my generation, are the most confused about what is an asset opposed to a liability. We brag about our purchases that decrease in value the moment we throw them on our backs, the moment we get in them and drive them off the lot. And I believe that at the particular time of this study, it was only 38% of us who have 3 months of emergency funds saved up. We don't even have enough money to survive for 3 months if it was something bad to happen. And on top of that, we are the most indebted. I believe that we have to develop a greater sense of consciousness as consumers. We need to have more emerging entrepreneurs